Today, enjoy the warm air right now because this is the nicest it's going to get.
Right, yeah, and it's funny because this is warm as it's going to be for well over 48 hours. We're not going to go above where we're sitting right now, which is in the mid 60s, until Wednesday late morning probably. We have near record cold on the way. In fact, a record set to be broken in terms of our overnight low tomorrow morning. 38 degrees in the city of Tampa. The record 40 set back in 1892. That's over 100 years of a record that we're set to break tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow's high only 60 degrees. The record coolest high 58 set back in 1913. Now I don't think we are going to have an afternoon in the upper 50s. I do think we'll go above that, but nonetheless very close to a near record cold high temperature after a record cold start. And in anticipation of that cold air, we do have some cold weather alerts to let you know about. These will technically go into effect tomorrow morning through 9 o'clock. We have a freeze warning for Hernando and Citrus County, so naturally temperatures below freezing there. If you live in Crystal River or Homosassa, you're going to want to cover up your plants outside, and of course you got to be thinking about your pets during this time. And then the light blue color you're seeing for the rest of the Bay Area, including Tampa, St. Pete, Bradenton, Sarasota, Polk County, so all the rest of our counties, a cold weather advisory for wind chills as cold as 21 degrees. Now I do think for most of us that's a little drastic, but just know it is going to feel near or below freezing tomorrow morning. We're going to take you through those feels like temperatures in just a moment. Cold front pushing down to our south right now. No more rain associated with it, but the cold and windy conditions are ushering in. If you're not looking at your screen right now, look at this view of Clearwater Beach right now. The waves are absolutely just huge right now. We are looking at wave heights today anywhere between 5 to 7+ feet. We have a high rip current risk, obviously some high surf, so you don't want to be out on the water today. And of course, the temperature is probably going to deter you alone. 65 degrees right now in Clearwater Beach with that north-northwest wind coming in at 20 miles per hour. Temperatures again right now low to mid 60s. This is as warm as it's going to be until late Wednesday, with the wind already very blustery, sustained 10 to 15, gusting at 32 in St. Pete and 31 in Clearwater. Expect that to continue through the day. So I'm going to take you through the feels like temperature because this is really what's going to matter. This is what it feels like on your skin. As the kids are headed home from school today, upper 50s to low 60s. Wouldn't be a bad idea to have a light jacket today. As you're leaving work, it's going to feel more like the 50s. Then the coldest point of our entire 7-day forecast, that weather impact alert for tomorrow morning. Feeling like the low 20s in Crystal River, 25 in Brooksville, feeling like 31 degrees in Tampa, 36 in St. Pete, upper 20s to low 30s inland and south of town as well. If you're heading to any Veterans Day events tomorrow, if you are heading to work tomorrow, I know a lot of you have the day off, you got to bundle up. You need the coats, the hat, everything tomorrow morning, and it's going to struggle to feel warmer than the low to mid 50s throughout the day. Now our low temperatures will gradually warm through the week, but you will need at least a light jacket through about Saturday or Sunday morning. But look at our high temperatures. We go right back into the 80s this weekend. Marine forecast, of course, we had that small craft advisory. Don't want to be out on the water today. And we're staying with the cold weather into Tuesday morning. Highs back in the 80s this weekend.
All right, thank you, Courtney. You can see the camera shaking across the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. This is a travel advisory as you get that traffic impact alert that you are now, we're making you aware of this morning to let you know that there is a travel advisory across the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. You're going to be able to get over just fine if you're driving in both directions. Just put both hands on the steering wheel. You're not going to blow off the bridge. You'll be fine. But travel advisory because it's windy. So heads up, not even seeing any slowdowns across the bridges as well. So things are looking good. Where we are seeing slowdowns is here not far from the airport, State Road 60. If you're going to be driving here headed towards the airport, you are going to see some slight slowdowns in both directions. Looking at those drive times along the Veterans Expressway, we're seeing the most volume there, Hillsborough Avenue to Kennedy Boulevard if you're going to be headed southbound. Also, we're seeing some delays here across the Howard Franklin Bridge. No travel advisory in place across this Bay Area bridge and not even a crash reported. But if you're going to be headed from Tampa into Pinellas County, we've got some slowdowns here for drivers, and it is impacting those drive times right now. 15 minutes is what it's reportedly going to take you to get across the Howard Franklin Bridge this morning. Less than 15 and looking great across the Gandy Bridge, both alternate options for you. Our predictive traffic tracker, we are in the red for drivers right now. Lakeland to I-75, moving slow, 27 miles an hour. Going to take you more than a half hour to get between Lakeland and I-75 right now on I-4.
All right, thank you, Sarah.
Tomorrow, scarves, beanies, cute boots. I know you got them in the closet. Let's talk about what's going on today and tomorrow. Weather impact alert through tomorrow morning for the cold air that's already starting to usher in right now, and it is going to be really breezy. So Sarah's going to tell you it's a both hands on the steering wheel kind of day, especially if you travel across our bridges. You'll need the winter layers and have that 10 Tampa Bay Plus app handy, because we'll continue to update you on the forecast all day long as we get through this cold right there in that app. We do have some cold weather alerts in anticipation of the very cold temperatures on the way tonight. This goes into effect 2 o'clock in the morning through 9 a.m. Temperatures below freezing expected, where we have this freeze warning for Hernando and Citrus County. That includes Homosassa, Crystal River, Brooksville. And then we have a cold weather advisory for wind chills as low as 21 degrees. And that is for most of the state. And of course, the Bay Area. I think 21 degrees is a little bit drastic, but it is going to feel near or below freezing. You can see the camera shaking here looking out over Clearwater Beach. Look at how high the waves are. We're looking at surf today, 7 to 10 feet. Not a day to be out on the water. You're not going to want to be doing any boating today. We have a small craft advisory and a high rip current risk. Temperatures already dropping. We're in the low 60s right now in Clearwater. We're at 59 in Thanodasassa, 63 in Tampa, 56 in Land O'Lakes and Brooksville, 65 in Sarasota. That's pretty much where temperatures are going to hover all day. Low 60s, tons of sunshine. And then, of course, in comes the cold tonight, waking up to record-breaking cold across the Bay Area. More details on just how cold it will feel with the wind. That's all in just a few minutes, but now it's time to get you out the door, out on the roadways. Sarah Rosario's got a traffic impact alert for you.
Yeah, we've been continuing to follow this traffic impact for drivers across the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. As you're going to be headed over the bridge, we've got a travel advisory in place because of the wind. Thank goodness everyone's able to get to where they need to go on time. But just heads up, it's going to be a little windy as you're driving over the bridges, so give yourself some extra time. Use both hands. And as you're going to be driving over the Howard Franklin Bridge, we are looking at this one. And there's also a crash here near West Shore to make you aware of, and then a separate crash here also for drivers approaching that I-275, I-4 connector. So we've got a little bit of a delay through this area as lots of drivers trying to make their way through. Also have some slow moving speeds for drivers headed southbound. As you're going to be headed southbound along 275, got some big delays stacking up there, and that crash, as we were telling you about, southbound, not far from Green Street for the drivers of that portion of Tampa. Good morning, Southern Hillsborough County. Got some northbound delays along I-75 right now, not far from Big Bend Road. If you're going to be driving through that area, heads up. Pinellas County got a couple crashes. This is one we're keeping our eyes on right now. 13th Avenue, a crash at 28th Street, and some delays along 275.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Well,